News 25 is brought to you by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, several people are injured from a drunk driver, and Metro Police investigate an alleged murder. News 25 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
A drunk driver rams into unsuspecting highway travelers. It's Monday, May 6th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Several people have been injured and one person arrested following a horrific crash that occurred Friday in Beatty. The Nye County Sheriff's Office report that Keith Notek has been arrested for several felonies, including driving under the influence above the legal limit with substantial bodily harm, open container of alcohol in the vehicle, reckless driving with substantial bodily harm. Nevada Highway Patrol says that Notek was traveling at an excessive speed when he struck two vehicles that were traveling at the posted speed limit of approximately 25 miles an hour through the town of Beatty.
Beatty in the afternoon had a serious motor vehicle accident on Highway 95 near Stagecoach. Additional resources were requested, including Beatty EMS and Fire. Mercier had 2 helicopters respond, and Prom Fire Rescue also had Medic 5 respond to assist.
And this accident, NHVP is investigating as a possible DUI.
That's my understanding, and this was, from the onset, was considered a motor vehicle accident rescue assignment, meaning that there was people entrapped. Beatty Rescue went into service and extricated the occupants, and then they were subsequently flown to trauma.
Such a horrible crash. And some other news that is shocking. A female was located off the roadway with a gunshot wound to her chest last night off Highway 160 and the Sandy Valley turnoff. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department Homicide Unit is investigating the death of a 58-year-old woman whose body was found last night off Sandy Valley Road. We spoke to Fire Chief Scott Lewis from Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue.
We are dispatched part of a mutual aid assignment to Clark County in the area of Highway 160 and Sandy Valley Road. The incident specifically was located further on Sandy Valley Road, approximately 1 mile due west of Highway 160. As crews neared the scene, we were subsequently canceled. It's our understanding that the patient did not survive the injuries sustained and that there was no need for mutual aid.
They are investigating it as a suicide or homicide at this point, do you know?
I don't know exactly how they're investigated since we never made the scene.
Metro told News 25 that no other further information has been released at this time, including the victim's identity, and no arrests have been made. And a local family has lost everything as a result of a home fire.
Yesterday afternoon, dispatched for a report of a structure fire with a fire underneath the structure. As crews arrived on location, we found heavy fire conditions across the front section of the house and to what we would call the delta side of the structure, which is the right-hand side. The fire had vented through an open doorway and was blowing out on the opposite windows on the corner. Crews commenced a quick defensive knockdown while a second crew went around to the rear and commenced an interior attack through a back door. They found that the structure was an older structure. It had spongy floors inside, so they were able to stay in there for a short while, then had to back out. We remained in a defensive posture for the rest of the suppression. We're looking at the possible origin was the area of the front porch, exterior of the home. The wind-driven conditions pushed the fire in through the door was left open as people aggressed out and quickly went into the living space, into the underside of the structure. Considering the age and condition of the structure prior to the fire and then the fire conditions that we experienced, it would be considered a total loss, although good portions of the structure remained after. None of the residents were injured. There was only several homes at the time of the fire. The fire obviously was burning for an extended period of time before it was discovered. Once discovered, they attempted to extinguish, and then subsequently 911 was called.
And police say that a wanted fugitive has turned himself in.
Patrol members be advised.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office reports that a wanted fugitive has turned himself in. David Dades, who was wanted for sexual assault with a child under 14, child abuse with substantial bodily harm, 2 counts of open and gross lewdness and coercion, turned himself in to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center this morning. On April 25th, the Nye County Sheriff's Office asked for information from the public seeking the whereabouts of David Dades, who was thought to be in Prom or Las Vegas. Since then, the Sheriff's Office has been collecting tips as to Dades' whereabouts. However, Dades this morning turned himself in to the Prom Detention Center. Let's go to Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, hiring reigned in April. An impressive 263,000 jobs were added to payrolls, and the unemployment rate at 3.6% is the lowest since 1969. MarketWatch reports unemployment dropped as more people gave up searching for work. There's also a rapid retirement of baby boomers. Investors closely watching what billionaire Warren Buffett is buying jumped into shares of Amazon Friday on a CNBC report that someone at his company, Berkshire Hathaway, has been scooping up that stock. Buffett is said to be an Amazon fan. He's also sticking with his stake in Apple and was pleased with the tech giant's latest earnings news. Sales of the Ram pickup are picking up at Fiat Chrysler. The automaker reported a net profit of $567 million for the first quarter. However, that was a 47% decline compared to a year ago.
And after the break, another Valley Electric board member says goodbye.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, Valley Electric Association board member Peter Gazzi of Prom on Saturday resigned from the cooperative's board of directors. Gazzi cited a pending recall of his District 1 board seat as a reason for his resignation. Board President Ken Dershon resigned Wednesday, he says, for personal reasons. In a special meeting on Friday, VEA board members met with VEA CEO Angela Evans, who has been on paid administrative leave since her February 26th arrest on suspicion of embezzlement. At Friday's meeting, the VEA board and Evans discussed the allegations against her. The board took no action. No charges have been filed since the February 22nd search and seizure by the Nye County Sheriff's Office. The investigation is still being conducted, and recently additional individuals at the cooperative have been interviewed by police. Members in good standing in District 5, Sandy Valley, or District 1, South Pahrump, are eligible for appointment to the position. Applications for both board positions will be accepted through May 30th. Notices of the board vacancies will be sent by mail to members in the 2 districts. A small pickup truck was destroyed by flames Saturday afternoon on the south side of Pahrump.
Saturday afternoon, we were dispatched for a report of a vehicle fire. As we arrived on location, we found the vehicle fully involved. It had actually traveled off of the roadway through a farm fence and was lodged in a debris pile. Crews quickly commenced a suppression, and we found that the property that had landed upon was a vacant property. Crews were unable to determine exactly what the cause of the fire was. So as we started looking into it, investigating, we found that it was actually part of a motor vehicle accident where the driver had experienced a mechanical failure. The vehicle then left the roadway while negotiating a left-hand turn, went through the fence, and caught on fire when it became lodged within the debris pile. The fire started as a result of post-accident through the fence, and when the vehicle became lodged in the debris pile, that's when the fire ensued. Driver was uninjured in the accident and of the fire. Crews quickly extinguished it with no further extension into the debris pile. That debris pile that it became lodged in was a large pile. It was discarded weed material, and at one point it started smoldering again. Crews went out and applied additional water on it and quickly extinguished it.
And Fire Chief Scott Lewis updates us on the rollover accident that killed an 85-year-old North Las Vegas man last week in Amargosa.
We were dispatched a report of a motor vehicle accident with the vehicle off of the roadway and CPR in progress. As crews arrived on location, they found a patient that did not survive the injury sustained in the accident. Apparently, the investigation is leading towards the fact that the person may have been ejected as the vehicle left the roadway. The vehicle was an interesting one. It was an older car, but it was actually a new model. In other words, it was a replica of an older model pulling a small trailer. This came up quickly, and then again, as the accident occurred, the vehicle left the roadway. The patient was ejected and sustained injuries that took his life. And it's hard to know in this particular case because we don't know if a medical event preceded the vehicle leaving the roadway or what may have happened. So whether or not it was from the accident or preceded or on the shore, that's part of the NHP investigation.
News 25 is brought to you by Bill and Robin Law, injury attorneys. Injured, need money? Get Bill and Robin, your local Pahrump injury attorneys.
And here's Rhonda Van Winkle with today's News Across Nevada.
According to the Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation's March 2019 statewide economic report, jobs increased by 3.4%, the fastest pace in the nation for the 6th consecutive month. The latest report also shows unemployment down on a month-over-month and year-over-year basis with all the state's metropolitan areas. Unemployment also saw decreases in all 17 counties in Nevada on a year-over-year and month-over-month basis. Acting Assistant to the Secretary for Rural Development, Joel Baxley, has announced that the USDA is accepting applications for grants to help socially disadvantaged groups develop business and strategic plans in rural areas. Eligible applicants include cooperatives, groups of cooperatives, and cooperative development centers. The grants are intended to help disadvantaged groups develop the capacity to implement plans and undertake projects to improve economic and social conditions. A socially disadvantaged group is one whose members have been subjected to racial, ethnic, or gender prejudice because of their identity as members of a group without regard to their individual qualities. For more information, go to grants.gov. The Las Vegas City Council has approved legalizing marijuana lounges in their city. The City Council said no to casinos and bars and instead gave a thumbs up for venues they say will be for social use, where people can consume marijuana. For the first year, only existing dispensaries will be allowed to apply for the permit. The new ordinance is set to go into effect around the fall of this year. I'm Rhonda Van Winkle, and this has been your News Across Nevada.
Thanks so much, Rhonda. And don't forget that the Jaybez Land fundraiser featuring the Randy Anderson Band is Friday night at the Prom Nugget from 5 until 9 p.m. It starts out the day with a biker awareness run, which begins at Petrick Park at 4 p.m. and they're going to ride up to the Prom Nugget. So if you are a biker, if you want to drive your car up to the Prom Nugget, that will be meeting at the corner of Basin and Highway 160 at 4 p.m. Once again, we're going to have the Randy Anderson Band. Ski Sensky is going to be there to auction us off, celebrity auctions. We're going to have lots of raffle prizes and lots of entertainment all night long. If you want more information, you can contact me here at KPVM TV at 775-727-9400, extension 201, to donate raffle prizes, to get involved. And if you can't make the event, of course, we take donations. And we want to tell you about what happened over the weekend, which was the Wild West Extravaganza held in our local park. Wild West Extravaganza was held Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Petrick Park here in Pahrump. The event, which takes you back to the Old West, features the melodrama by the Shadow Mountain Community Players, a rodeo. The 4-H kids brought out their animals and had a dog agility course. There were stagecoach rides where passengers could ride for $1 each or $5 for the whole weekend. Lots of vendor booths and food made this an event something where you could take your family for hours of nonstop fun. There was also live music to dance to all weekend long. And don't forget that the Prom Gunfighters put on a great show. The Bluegrass Festival didn't join the Wild West Extravaganza this year, but hopefully will pop up at another event soon. And students from our local high school got all dressed up Saturday for a long-awaited dance. Pahrump Valley High School held their prom last night at Mountain Falls. Students danced the night away in their best threads. KPVM TV was there for the crowning of the king and queen. Proud parents parents took advantage of the beautiful landscape at Mountain Falls before the event. This event is one of the biggest before the year ends on May 31st, which commences with graduation. We hope everyone had a wonderful night at the 2019 Pahrump Valley High School Prom. That was so much fun. Well, Nathan Adelson Hospice had their annual butterfly release in the Calvada Eye recently.
Today's event went really well. The weather cooperated. We had the largest turnout that we've had in a few years. So it was a really good event, and a lot of people showed up in remembrance of their loved one. Leroy came out. He used to be a part of this event years ago, and then this year we were lucky enough to have him again to do his small ceremony. They are called painted ladies. Traditionally we try to do monarchs, but they've just been unavailable the last few years, so this is what we're able to acquire. It's a beautiful location, and you know, the weather was perfect. We offer hospice services, of course, and we offer palliative care. In the surrounding communities of Amargosa, Indian Springs, and Sandy Valley we cover. They can contact us at 775-751-6700, or they can contact our Las Vegas office at 702-733-0320. It's 2270 Commercial Road. They can go on our website and they can get a full history of what we do, full idea of what we do, and they can contact us through the website too. Next is going to be, our next big event is going to be the Festival of Trees here in Prom.
You have services for people who might be mourning the loss of a loved one all the time available, right?
Correct. We do that every Tuesday at 4 o'clock here at the Prom office.
And Sunday morning was busy. A ribbon cutting was held for a long-awaited Trailhead on the south side.
All right, so we opened our first Trailhead in the Pahrump Valley, and it was completed by Jim Hanna, who's standing next to us. And I'm very proud of the team he put together, working through PLAB, which is the Pahrump Public Lands Advisory Board that advises the town of Pahrump and the Nye County Commissioners. We are so tickled that we actually got this done. We've been talking about it since 2016. We had a great team that started it, Linda Hatley and her team. They weren't able at the very end to get it done, so we stepped up, and now it's done. And we so appreciate the commitment that we got from our county and our team. Well, it's all about land use and how close can we get to BLM. We're right here at the edge of Pahrump and BLM, and the county town owns this land. There's 30 acres here. We took 5 of it. The location is 9301 South Homestead, and you can come here overnight, jump out onto the trails. Make this your place of use. You come out here with your bicycles, your motorcycles, your dogs, your OHVs, or your horses. So our signage didn't get done, but we didn't want to stop the grand opening. We're working to get that completed through the Public Works.
Is there developed trails already out there?
Yes, lots of them, and you can look that up. One of my associates here will tell you more about that and where you can find it. This is owned by the town of Pahrump, so it is considered a like-and-kind park, just called a trailhead.
Is there going to be any other trailheads?
Yes, we're going to do that too. We got to identify the lands that are currently owned by the county and where we can have good jump-off points to BLM to intersect all of these trailheads throughout the valley.
Sheriff, you were on the first Pony Express trail ride?
Yes. Actually, there were about 4 of us that laid out that trail ride, so we made that trail ride at least 3 times. We've been doing this, well.
This is our 19th year.
It's our 19th year for this, but as far as riding this valley's been ridden for 50 years. It's quiet, it's peaceful.
Yeah.
If you want to commune with nature, this is the place to be.
And I want to thank Jim Hanna for finishing this. Yeah. I would like to very much thank our Public Lands Advisory Board for making sure that we could team up and get this done. And all of our volunteers. Thank you so much for taking the time, Deanna, to come out here and interview us.
And if you want to look up where the trails are, they're posted on
visitpahrump.com.
There you go.
And they'll also be posted on the Sheriff's Office OHV website.
Welcome this morning to the Pony Express Trail Ride. This is the 19th annual. We'll be leaving out of here with both ponies at 8 o'clock, and at 10 o'clock we'll leave with our OHV. This has been a trailhead in the making. It started in 2016 with Linda Hadley, and Jim Hanna stepped in and got it finished. I would like to acknowledge our sheriff, Sharon Worley, for being on the first Pony Express Trail Ride, along with my daughter Tawny Tankersley and myself, Deborah Strickland, we were there 19 years ago with a group of 24 that rode from here to Long Street, and this tradition continues. Thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you to our county commission and to this community for the support they always give us. All right, you guys, let's cut the ribbon.
Here we go.
It was not the easiest to build either.
News 46 Weather Cam is brought to you by Glenn Lerner Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Well, let's see what it looks like outside on that Glenn Lerner weather cam. We're going to have Michael Donahue after this break to give us an update on our week's weather.
News 25 Weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real. And by Pahrump Rental and Do It Best Hardware. Your friendly small town hardware store. Shop small, shop local.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donahue with today's temperatures. In Las Vegas, we had a high of 83 degrees, a low of 60. In Death Valley at 91.66. 80.54 in Amargosa. 76.50 in Beatty. Both Goldfield and Tonopah with a low of 44 degrees. We have a high of 70 in Goldfield and 71 in Tonopah. In Carson City, a high of 73, a low of 45. Fallon at 78.48 and Fernley at 76.47. Now today in Pahrump, we have mostly sunny skies, a high of 78 degrees. Winds coming out of the south at 13 miles per hour, humidity at 24%, and our sunrise at 5:45 a.m. For tonight, it's currently 74 degrees outside, partly cloudy skies. Our low tonight is expected to be at 53 degrees. Winds coming out of the south-southeast at 14 miles per hour, 43% humidity, and our sunset at 7:35 p.m. Now looking ahead to our 7-day, we do have a lot of clouds throughout the week, and we do have some rain Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. On Thursday, we have a 60% chance, Friday at 50%. Then Saturday, it's just a wee bit too early to tell for sure. Temperature-wise, on Tuesday and Wednesday, we're expecting highs of 80 degrees and 83. Thursday through Sunday, we're going to drop down to those 70s, with Thursday and Friday both being at 74 degrees. Saturday down to 72. Sunday back up to 78. And then next Monday, we're going to climb back up into those 80s at 83 degrees. Temperature-wise, Tuesday through Sunday, our low temperatures are expected just to be around those mid to high 50s, just between 55 and 59 degrees. Then next Monday, we're going to be up at 62 degrees. So now if you can't make it home in time to catch the news live on TV, make sure to check out our Facebook page. You can catch the news live every night at 5 on the go, as well as any other news and updates. So now we're going to throw it back to the desk with Deanna.
I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Have a great night.